Before we begin tonight's chilling story, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment below telling us where you're watching from in the United States. Your support helps us bring more mysterious and terrifying stories from across America. And if you enjoy real haunted legends, don't forget to share this video with your friends so they can experience the mystery too. Now imagine this. It's a cold, silent night somewhere deep in the forests of Wisconsin. The road is empty, the wind moves slowly through the trees, and the only light comes from your car headlights cutting through the darkness. Everything feels normal until you notice something standing near the edge of the forest, tall, motionless, watching you. For decades, people traveling near the small town have reported seeing a terrifying creature lurking along a lonely stretch of road, a creature locals call some say it walks like a man, others say it hunts like an animal, and those who claim to have seen it up close say its glowing eyes follow you, even after you drive away. Tonight, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and terrifying legends so turn down the lights, put on your headphones, and get ready, because this story might make you think twice the next time you drive through a dark road in the middle of the night, somewhere deep in the quiet forests of Wisconsin. Far away from busy highways and crowded cities, there are places where the past refuses to stay buried, places where locals still whisper about strange lights in the woods, footsteps in the night, and voices that seem to come from nowhere. Tonight's story begins near the small town of Elkhorn, a place many Americans know for its peaceful countryside and beautiful lakes. But hidden within these peaceful landscapes lies one of the most chilling legends in the Midwest. Locals call it Bray Road, and according to many witnesses, something inhuman walks there after dark. For decades, drivers traveling along this lonely road have reported seeing a terrifying creature standing near the tree line, tall, broad-shouldered, covered in dark fur, sometimes walking on two legs, sometimes crouched like a wild animal. People say its eyes glow in the darkness, and when headlights hit the creature, it doesn't run away like a normal animal. It watches. Some witnesses claim the creature slowly turns its head toward the car, revealing a face that looks disturbingly human. This mysterious being became known as the Beast of Bray Road. The first major sightings began in the late 1980s. Farmers, truck drivers, and even police officers described encounters that left them shaken. Many of them refused to speak publicly because they feared people would think they were crazy, but the stories kept coming. One night in 1991, a woman named Karen was driving home after a late shift. The road was quiet and the forest around her was completely dark. Then suddenly, she saw something ahead. At first, she thought it was a large dog standing near the road, but as her car got closer, the creature slowly stood upright. Karen said it rose onto two legs like a human. Her headlights illuminated a massive creature, at least 7 feet tall, with long arms and glowing yellow eyes. For a few seconds, the creature simply stared at her. Then it ran into the forest with unbelievable speed. Karen was so terrified she didn't stop driving until she reached the town police station. But what frightened investigators even more was this. Karen's story wasn't unique. Dozens of other people had reported the exact same creature. Some said they saw it digging through roadkill like a scavenger. Others claimed it was seen running across fields faster than any human could move. And a few witnesses said something even stranger. They heard it growl, not like a wolf, not like a dog, but something deeper, something unnatural. Soon, the story caught the attention of journalist Linda Godfrey, who began investigating the sightings. She interviewed witnesses, studied the locations, and documented dozens of terrifying encounters. Her investigation revealed that the sightings all happened within a small region of rural Wisconsin, and almost all of them happened late at night. Hunters began refusing to enter certain parts of the forest after dark. Some locals even claimed their pets disappeared mysteriously near Bray Road. But perhaps the most chilling encounter happened in the winter of 1995. A truck driver was traveling through the area during a heavy snowstorm. The road was almost empty, and visibility was poor. Suddenly, his headlights caught a figure standing in the middle of the road. The driver slammed the brakes. The creature turned toward the truck. For a moment, they stared at each other through the windshield. The driver later said the creature's eyes looked intelligent, almost like it understood exactly what it was doing. Then, with Without making a sound, the creature walked slowly off the road and disappeared into the snow-covered woods. When the driver gathered the courage to check the area later, he found something strange in the snow. Footprints, huge footprints. But they didn't look like wolf tracks. They looked almost human. Even today, the legend of the Beast of Bray Road continues to haunt the people of Wisconsin. Some believe it's a werewolf-like creature. Others think it could be an unknown species hiding deep in America's forests. And skeptics say it's nothing more than misidentified animals and overactive imaginations. But here's the unsettling truth. Sightings of the creature still happen. Even in recent years, drivers traveling near Bray Road have reported seeing something moving along the tree line late at night, something watching, something waiting. So if you ever find yourself driving through the dark forests of Wisconsin and you notice a tall shadow standing just beyond your headlights, don't stop the car. And whatever you do, don't look back into the woods, because according to the locals, sometimes the beast is watching, and sometimes it watches back. After the terrifying encounters near Bray Road, people in rural Wisconsin began taking the legend far more seriously. What was once dismissed as rumors and campfire stories suddenly became a mystery that many locals believed was very real. Farmers started reporting strange activity on their land. Livestock were sometimes found injured or missing without explanation. Large claw-like marks appeared on fences and wooden barns, and in several cases people said they heard heavy footsteps moving through the woods late at night. But no one ever saw clearly what was making those sounds. The area around Elkhorn became the center of the mystery. The quiet farmland and thick forests surrounding the town created the perfect hiding place for something that didn't want to be seen. One night, a group of teenagers decided they wanted to prove the legend was fake. Like many young people in America fascinated by urban legends, they drove out to Bray Road just after midnight. Their plan was simple: film the road, explore the woods, and post the video online to show everyone the story was nothing but a myth. At first, everything seemed normal. The road was silent. The trees stood still in the cold night air. Their cameras recorded nothing but empty forest and distant farmhouses. But after about 20 minutes, something changed. One of the teenagers suddenly heard a strange sound coming from the trees beside the road. It sounded like branches snapping, slowly, one after another. At first they laughed, thinking it was just a deer moving through the forest. But then the sound stopped, and the woods became completely silent, the kind of silence that feels unnatural, like the entire forest is holding its breath. Then one of them pointed toward the tree line. Something tall was standing between the trees. At first, they couldn't see clearly. The darkness made it difficult to tell what they were looking at, but when one of them turned on a flashlight, the beam briefly illuminated the figure. What they saw made all of them freeze. The creature was enormous. Its body was covered in dark fur, and its shoulders were wide like a large human athlete, but its arms were longer than any human's, hanging down almost to its knees. For a few seconds, no one moved. The creature didn't run. It didn't growl. It simply stood there, watching them. Then, suddenly, it moved. Not like an animal running away, but like something choosing to leave. The creature stepped deeper into the forest and vanished into the darkness. The teenagers immediately jumped back into their car and sped away from Bray Road. The next morning, they reviewed their footage. Most of the video showed nothing, but in one short clip, just for a split second, something appeared between the trees. A tall silhouette, too big to be a person, too upright to be a wolf. When the story reached journalist Linda Godfrey, she added it to the growing list of sightings connected to the legendary Beast of Bray Road. By the early 2000s, the creature had become one of the most famous, unexplained mysteries in the United States. Some researchers believed it might be a type of unknown predator living in the forests of the Midwest. Others suggested something stranger, a creature connected to ancient folklore about werewolf-like beings that appear in isolated regions. But skeptics offered a simpler explanation. They argued that frightened witnesses were probably seeing large animals like wolves, bears, or even escaped exotic pets. Still, one question remained unanswered. Why did so many witnesses describe the creature standing on two legs? And why did so many of them say its eyes looked almost human? Even today, drivers traveling late at night along Bray Road sometimes report seeing something moving.